Yeah, welcome. I'm Tom Vassell.
Hey, I'm Zee Garcia. What's happening?
What's up? I'm Sam Healey.
And this isn't about me at all. The only reason I'm here in the middle is because this is the intro to two different series of videos of top 100s. For the past 8 years, I've done my top 100 games of all time list because, well, I just like to make lists. And so this year, as one of our stretch goals for our Kickstarter, both of these guys have agreed to do their top 100 lists. And so we're going to be doing those in separate videos where Z will do his and Sam will do his. But I wanted to take this introductory video so that they could talk about the process of how they did it. How you put your top 100 together and, you know, maybe some other thoughts. Was it an easy process, a pain in the neck? I guess we should start with that. What did you think of doing it overall? This is the first time you've done it, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
I had a harder time putting together the last, say, 20 than I did the other 80 ones.
You mean the first 20, like 1 through 20,
like
or
80 through 100 or so, because at that point that's when you start to realize that there's all these great games that are not going to be on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many good games that will not be on the list. And one thing I definitely did not do, which I told myself right away I was not even going to think about, was go by my ratings on The Geek. I just did not.
you didn't use those for a starting point? I mean, you had to make a list of games.
I went down the list of games, and I started to write them down, but I did not worry, oh, this game I rate an 8, and this one a 9. Why is this higher? I didn't worry about it.
Are you going to go back and re-rate all your games now?
No, I'm not, because I think the top 100 games of all time, for me, is not necessarily, man, I really like this game once every 4 years. You know what I mean? That's not necessarily one of the greatest games for me. I just really like it on occasion. Whereas these games are games I am very, very likely to say yes to if it hits the table. You know, not all the time. I don't feel like playing games all the time, but these are the 100 I'm most likely to say, awesome, let's do it.
That's where I would probably mesh with you there. These are 100 games that more often than not, I'm willing to play them. 100 games that, you know, sometimes you have to be in a mood to play a game.
Yeah.
You have to have the right time frame to play the game.
Also
you have to prepare to play the game. So, you know, there are sometimes, you know, I'm not going to walk into any situation and play any of these 100 games. That's not what I'm saying. But more often than not, I will be willing to play these games if the situation is right. Whereas there are some games that are not on this list that even if the situation is right, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as the process is concerned, I liken doing a top 100 list to building decks. And if you know anything about me...
Okay, so you're talking about building card decks.
Yes. Building decks, like building spell books in Mage Wars. And that type, and I just don't like doing it. It's a convoluted process, and it's a splitting hairs process.
Yes, that yes.
And it's so tedious, and I don't want to do it.
But he did it for you.
Yes.
There's a lot of that. I just go by my gut feeling, you know.
Right.
Half the time, you're like, I can tell if there's one game that's clearly better than another one.
Yeah.
But game 77 and 76 are both really good games that, you know, you kind of have to go on your gut. You know, I sit there for a minute and go, okay, well, yeah, this one.
There were a couple times.
You know what I mean?
There were a couple times where I had 10 cards in front of me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I would play any of these at any given moment, but I wouldn't play this one with this group of people. I wouldn't play this one with that group of people. But I love the game. It's so fun. But I wouldn't play it in this. So is it better than this, or is it better than? I'm like, come on, I don't care that one. You know.
So Sam's list is random, is what he's saying.
No, I'm not saying it's random. I'm just saying I did split hairs, but I felt so. political.
Felt so petty, didn't you?
Yeah. I felt
Which
kinda
kid do
dirty.
I love the most?
Exactly. You know, I love all my kids. So it's just, I don't know. I'll do it and I'll continue to do it if you want me to, but I don't enjoy the process.
You made me like this.
Well, a couple caveats for those watching. I have to say this every year. Being in the top 100 is a big deal. You know,
Yes.
I know that each of these guys has played at least 1,000 games.
Yes.
You're probably closer to 2,000.
Probably.
And maybe even you too. So let's just say we'll round it up to 2,000 because we're cool like that. So that would be, these are the top 5% of all the games they played. So when a game didn't make the list, you're like, how could such and such a game not be on your list? And I love when people say this, it totally invalidates your list because you didn't include such and such a game.
It was 101, I swear. Any game that you feel I should have put on my list was 101. For everybody.
All right. Did you... so you said you felt like you left a lot of good games off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had about 140 games which were like logs, and then 40 of those don't make it on your top 100.
Right.
Yeah, and they're
It's like a reality show. I'm sorry, here's your rose. Go home.
Yeah, you're out. Now I got to go home and get rid of a bunch of games. No.
All right, so what we're going to be doing is we'll be doing these in separate videos. We'll do them 10 games at a time, starting from 100 and counting down. And the other two of us, who are not in the center of attention, will be there to provide commentary and tell them why they're right in their choices.
Yeah.
Because it's time for me to get some payback from last
You know
year.
that ain't right.
All right, so on to the list. We'll see you soon. Tom Vassell.
Zee Garcia.
Sam Healey.
Oh.